Good morning, everyone. This is March 22nd, Monday morning, 2021. It's a beautiful 8 degrees Celsius, and I think that's around 45, 46 degrees Fahrenheit for those interested. And there's not a cloud in the sky. Look at that beautiful, beautiful blue sky up there. Not one cloud anywhere. It's just absolutely gorgeous day today. So we're going to enjoy getting out and doing a nice video. And in case you don't recognize where I'm at, I am at City Hall starting out here. And for those who don't know, this common area in front of City Hall with the grass and all that, this is called the Grand Parade. Don't ask me why, I don't know. I haven't seen a parade here yet, but it's called the Grand Parade, nevertheless. So City Hall is in the background, and I think before I get started, I'm just going to walk around the Grand Parade once, and you can have a look at it from all sides, and see different things in the background. That tallest building over there in the background, that's the Scotia Square building. And the mall is in the bottom, and I guess those are apartments or condos or something up there in the top. So we'll walk right around the loop here. And it's quite a large area here. It's not huge, but quite a large space. A lot of people can get into this place at one time. I'm hoping when they have like I think once a year they have like in Toronto they have doors open when you can go into places that you don't normally get access to. I wouldn't mind taking a tour through City Hall. So hopefully this year we'll have it, because I know COVID's getting in the way of a lot of stuff. But I'm hoping that I can take a trip through there. And anyway, how was your weekend? Mine was pretty good. Didn't do a whole lot, but I had a good weekend and enjoyed the beautiful weather. After Friday's big snowstorm, it was wonderful to see the sun come out and the temperature rising, and excuse me, and most of the snow we got is gone. There's just like traces of it. Here and there you'll see a little bit piled up, but for the most part it's gone. And we'll just look at a few things here in Grand Parade as we're walking around here. This is a monument for the fallen police officers in Nova Scotia. Not just Halifax, but Nova Scotia. Any police officer that got killed on the line of duty, their names are up here on this monument. So that's what this monument's for. Police officer. You can see different people's names there. A game warden as well. They're all part of the law enforcement. Anyone, and correction officers, anybody in those doing those jobs, their name is here if they were killed in a line of duty. Okay, so I see we have a constable, and you have a chief, and you have sergeants and corporals. We have a game warden here, and all different things, paying honor to people who have died in the line of duty, protecting the citizens of Nova Scotia. So we'll walk over to this other memorial. I love memorials. I like showing them to my viewers. Whenever I see a memorial of anything, anywhere, I like to show you the memorials and let you view them. You may never get a chance to come to Halifax, because I got viewers in everywhere. I got viewers over in the UK, viewers in India, I got viewers in Caribbean, everywhere, China. And some of you may come here and some of you may never come here. So I show you all these things so you can see them. And this is a war memorial, but I'm looking for an information plaque on the front of it here. Maybe I see something up here now. Okay, the sun's not shining on my eyes right here, so I'll show it to you. In honor of those who served, in memory of those who fell. The First World War, Second World War, and the Korean War, 1950 to 1953, are all honored on this memorial. And we'll just look at a few things here to tell you where this is actually located. Okay? So, if you come up over the hill from the ferry terminal and you come straight up the hill, you will come right to this gate right here in the front of, almost to this front of this gate. The road's right there, okay? That will be the road you would take up here, and you come right to the middle of this park. And that is, I'm going to tell you, I think it's George. I think it's George Street. Yeah, George. This is George Street right there. And I'm pretty sure that's the one that goes down to the ferry terminal. If not, it's the one before that. I think that's it. Yeah, okay. So that street right there will take you down to the ferry terminal. And it'll take you right about to the center of this Grand Parade, this park area. So if you come up over the hill, you're looking right at the center of it. And on the north end is Duke Street. This is Barrington Street right here. And this one up here, I think it's Grafton Street. Sometimes I get these small streets up here mixed up, but I think this one is Grafton Street, if I'm not mistaken. We'll find out shortly. But for now, we'll say it's Grafton Street, because I think that's what it is. And on the south end of this park is an old church, which I believe it's the Anglican Church, and it's quite old. I think I looked at that before. It goes back to 17 something maybe, or 18, I'm not sure. We'll look at it again, because you look at so many things and you just can't possibly remember them all. So you have to look again if you want to get your facts and figures straight. Like I haven't got the world's greatest memory, so I read something once and then 3 or 4 months later, I might not tell it to you right. So we'll just walk up here and have a look at this sign and see what it says. I'm sure there's a date on this sign somewhere. This is called, yes, this is one of the dates where a lot of things were built in Halifax, was 1749. Okay, St. Paul's Anglican Church was founded in Halifax in 1749. And this was probably the site, because this looks like a pretty old building, even though it is well maintained. And there it says here, there is such a thing as a free lunch, no cost, no sermons, no strings. You can join them, and drop-in guests can stop in here for food and conversation. So that's great that they have that. And 1749 was the date that was founded in Halifax. And there's a lot of, I know I've seen several sites in the city that was 1749. That's an important date in Halifax. So, anyways, I just wanted to make sure. Oh, this is Argyle. Sorry, this is not Grafton. The next one up would be Grafton. This one's Argyle Street, because it says right there on that British-style pub, auction house pub. It is 1720 Argyle. So this street is Argyle. So the western boundary of the park is Argyle. The northern boundary is Duke. The southern boundary is the Anglican Church, and the eastern boundary is Barrington Street. Okay, I think we spent enough time on City Hall and walking around here. What do you say we walk southerly for a little bit, and then we'll try to find a route we haven't traveled so much. And it's a great day for a walk anyway. I hope you're going to enjoy this walk today. Now this one here, they got 1750, so it's a slightly different date, but I guess probably that was the present day building that was built here in 1750. The only difference in the, instead of 1749, oh wait now, let me have a look here, see what the sign said down here. I'm sure it wasn't 1750. So we'll take one more look to make sure I got things straight before I tell it to you the right way, okay? So it says here, this was founded in 1749, but the church was actually completed in 1750. So it probably was a year from the time they probably had a temporary site, maybe a tent, maybe something built quick, and until they got their church built. So this was built in 1750. So 1 year it took from the time they got their congregation until they got their building. Now, that makes sense, because everything you have to raise money to build things, and so yeah, that's we got that cleared up. The building was built in 1750, but the church was actually operating before that, since 1749. All right, we're on Argyle Street. I'm going to try to keep these streets straight if I can. I think the next one up is Grafton, I think. But I could be wrong. I could be. I've been wrong before. But I think so. Well, where do you want to go today? You want to walk up the hill? All right. I know this one is Prince Street because I'm looking at the sign. Otherwise, I might not get it right. But we are going up the hill, up Prince Street. And I'll try to cover something. Surely there's something here I haven't walked on before. And I'm going out on Wednesday this week to do a video because Tuesday's going to be my work day, which is tomorrow. Usually, my work day used to be Wednesday, but we shifted that day to Tuesday. So from now on, I'm going to be out working on Tuesday, and then I'll be free Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, which I have to drive my son around on Wednesday's part of the day, but I do have part of the day free as well. So I'm going to get a little bit of a workout here. I'm going to walk up the hill to the top. You can see Citadel Hill in the background. You can't really see the dome yet and all that because the buildings are obstructing the view, but we are heading towards Citadel Hill. And we'll see when we get up here which way I end up going. Well, we are into spring. Saturday was the first of spring. So Sunday and this is Monday. So we're getting into spring here now, and it's very spring-like day. Today is the first day I haven't worn my hat. And I had my hat on since last fall. And today I'm out here without my hat. And I'm not wearing any gloves. So it definitely is warmer. Much warmer today. It's a little bit of a breeze up here, but once I get back out into the sun, it'll be even warmer again. Because a little bit of a shade right here. This is an old building. It's called the Halifax Ale House, and it's been here a long time, I guess, by the looks of things. By the looks of that sign, it's been here quite a while, because that's an old-looking sign. But I don't know if there's a date on the building. If there is, I'll pass it on to you. If not, we can only assume it's at least 100 years old. Could be longer. Same as that one over there. That's a pretty old building too. A lot of these buildings are going to be always here because they're historical sites. You can't keep every building, but certain buildings they keep because they're part of Halifax's history. And there's a better sign right here. The Halifax Ale House. I got my sign tipped up there enough. My phone tipped up enough to see it. All right. We'll walk this way. And you can see in the distance right there the dome on Halifax Citadel Hill, where they protected the city from would-be people to come in here and maybe try to take over. Back in the early days of Halifax, it wasn't unthinkable that somebody else would try to come in here and claim this land. And I'm thankful it wasn't successful because I'd rather have it the way it is today than be under anyone else's control. So I'm just strolling along here, and I don't know, I might possibly walk up the top of the hill today. I have done videos up there before, but it's all right to do it again, I guess, in a little warmer weather now. Last time I was up there, it was cold. It was a very cold day. It was windy, and I had my gloves on and my hood up, and I was all bundled up. Today, it's so nice out. And that building right there is the arena, the stadium, whatever you call it. The arena where they play hockey. That's the Scotiabank Centre. And that's where the Mooseheads would play. And there's other things. I saw a concert in there once. And it's a venue for concerts as well. For big entertainers, because a small guy couldn't fill it. You got to be somebody, a well-known artist to fill that place, because that's big in there. So I'm not just sure what we'll do, but I think I'm going to cross the street and walk up over the hill, and then we'll see where we want to go from there. But that was a good starting place down in the City Hall, right in the center of the city, and then we'll just go somewhere from there. So that was great. I think I showed you these before. Famous people that has appeared here. I don't recognize everybody, but I definitely recognize this one. That's Rod Stewart. And there's others that I recognize. That right there is Tom Petty. And let's see. That might be the only two that I can tell you for sure who they are. So I think we'll walk up over the hill here now. We'll wait for the light, and we'll go up over the hill. We are on Duke Street now. That's the street that I told you came up past the Scotia Square and the back end of City Hall is Duke Street. But we'll just wait for the light and we'll cross over here. All right, we'll cross here. You can see the bridge in the background up there, barely, but you can see it. And We are heading up towards the north end right now. I would say when you get up to the top of this hill, you're pretty close to the north end when you're up the top of this hill. Down here, you're still kind of downtown, and up there, you're starting the north end. North end takes you in a big area, and but it starts pretty well there. You know, I see we got a little more wind up here, so I'm going to cup my hand around my microphone just to make sure we don't get too much noise in the microphone. There's a couple of items I'm planning to get for my video trade here, and one is you can get a microphone without a cord on it. It's just it's wireless. I have a wire one I plug in, so I can't move my phone around too far. I can stretch it out about 3 feet, but I do have this wire that's hooked to my microphone, which is on my front pocket of my jacket. But you can get them that you don't have a cable, and they're much better. You can set your phone down and walk around, and people can still hear you good. You don't have to worry about your cable. So that's one of the things on my list. And the other thing is I'm going to get a bigger battery to store it so I can recharge my stuff. I got a small one, and I can charge my phone. If it's completely down, I can recharge it once, and then the battery's dead. So I need to get one a little bit bigger than that. And I've been looking at them. They're not that expensive. I'm going to buy one that'll recharge my stuff up 3 times. And then got my phone to charge, and then I always carry my Bluetooth headphones with me, because I do a lot more when I'm out other than do videos. A lot of times I go into a place and sit down and have a coffee, and I'll sit there an hour and listen to music on YouTube Music. And so I got my headphones for that, and I have to keep them charged up, but they usually last me good, because they're supposed to go about 11 hours on one charge, and I'm out. I don't use them any more than 2 hours probably out of my day when I'm out. So when I get home, I charge that back up. And my gimbal's good too. It doesn't use too much power. And as long as I plug it in every night, I don't have to worry too much about that. But my phone, I am going to trade my phone in very soon here, get a new phone, because this one's almost paid off. I just owe a little bit more, and I'm going to get a new phone. And the battery will probably do much better on a new phone. So that's how that is for now. We're going to make do with this, but definitely I have a need of getting a better battery to charge my stuff up. So I don't have to think about, sometimes you look for a plug-in somewhere so you can recharge everything, but they're getting scarce. There used to be a whole bunch of plugs in Scotia Square. A lot of the Tim Hortons had plugs where you sit down. Now you got limited seating, so you don't get near the plugs as easy, and that's not as easy to do now. Plug your stuff into a plug-in and recharge. But I do carry the plug with me in case I get close to one of those. I can charge everything back up, my battery, my phone, and all that. So if you haven't guessed which direction I'm heading in, I'm heading kind of northwest, I guess. North is more over that way, but we are going kind of northwest. I'm going up towards the common area, but we're going to try to walk some areas that we haven't maybe walked before. And there's a lot of streets up here I haven't been on, and at least doing a video. So that's something I want to do. Go to areas I haven't really been on much. And so we'll see where we end up. Here's something here I have trouble with. One day I'm going to be able to do this really well, and then I'm going to show you on YouTube how to do it, because there's probably people that's my age that not very good at getting those new parking things going. And I'm one of them. I'm not good at technology, so I can learn it, but I got to see it probably a couple of times before I'll be able to attempt it on my own. So yeah, I should just one day give it a little, once I get proficient in it, I'll give an instruction on how to use it in case anybody out there is having trouble working them. And if you don't do it just right, you can't put your coin in because the little thing blocks the hole. And until you've got it, everything done you're supposed to do with it. So here we are looking out over the north end, and all mostly residential areas out in there. A little bit of a breeze, but not too much. I might just pull I got a little thin jacket on here over I got my blue denim jacket on, that a little thin one for wind over the top of it. And it's got a hood, which isn't a heavy hood, but it'll keep the wind off your head. So I think that's what I'm going to pull that up for now, since I'm up here a little higher country. And a little more wind up here. I don't think you'll hear it too much though through my mic, because it's not strong enough wind for that. I don't have to really worry about noise from the wind, I don't think. The crows are a different story. Yeah, did you hear the crows flying over? I love these trees here, the way they look with all these branches sticking off at all different angles. Isn't that something? Speaking of crows, well, we got different choices up here now to make. I think we should go over and walk through some streets on the north end, because I haven't hardly done anything with that. I've only walked on Roby and Gottingen and Agricola and Allman. I think that's and Yonge Street. That's about it for the streets I've been on over there. And I got to get out of the way, because maybe that truck wants to get in through this turn, but you never know. So I'll get myself out of the way here if I can. Okay, I know where I'm going to go. I'm going to go right through where this roundabout is and walk straight. Are you a fan of roundabouts? I kind of like them and I kind of don't like them, because when I lived in Ontario, they started putting them in everywhere. And there was one place I had to make deliveries, and I was driving a 53-foot trailer. And getting around these roundabouts, there was 5 of them on one street. And every time I got to a roundabout, a car would drive in around there beside me, and then I couldn't get around the turn without hitting them, so I have to stop and try to get the cars to clear out, and then a whole bunch of cars would want to come around there with me, and they couldn't. There wasn't enough room. So a 53-foot trailer takes the whole roundabout to get around some of these. Some of them are a little bit bigger, but others, you're not going to do it if there's a car beside you. You're going to have to stop. So I had 5 of these on one street. Each one were about, a couple hundred yards apart. And it took a long time to get up that street. When I came back down, I straddled the 2 lanes before I got to the roundabout, and nobody's getting beside me. I took up both lanes, and I come right down the middle around all the roundabouts, and it worked pretty good for me. But that's why I don't like roundabouts. But with cars just driving around, yeah, it's not a problem, and it works pretty good. It keeps you from stopping at the for red lights and things. You just get to drive right through. So in that regard, it's good for cars, but not too good for trucks. So that was the biggest problem with the roundabout, was for trucks. And they usually put a sign up saying, "Don't drive beside trucks in the roundabout." And do you think the cars listen to that? No, they drive right through there, and then you can't move. You have to stop, and there's a traffic tie-up, and waiting for somebody to clear the path so you can get around the turn. So anyway, that's my little rant about roundabout. So if you're a car driver and never thought of that, maybe you just drive around there and you don't even think about there's a sign that said don't drive beside trucks, or maybe there's no sign and you never thought about it. It's a very dangerous thing to do, because if that truck driver doesn't see you, his trailer is going to clip your car on the way around that turn, and it's not going to be pretty. So that's something to remember when going around these roundabouts. Check behind you and see if there's well, behind you wouldn't be too bad, but make sure in front of you there's no truck going to make that turn and you're going to pull up beside him, because that won't be good. So, little courtesy thing to try to remember. And more than likely, you're one of those people who don't do that. And there's a lot of good drivers out there who don't do that. They'll slow down to let the truck go around that turn, and no problem. But there's always some that speeds up. They'll even cut right in front of you and then get over in the way. Like, there's always a few like that. So, I'm on North Park Street, just in case you wanted to know where we are. I'm on the corner of North Park and Cornwallis right now. So, that's where we are. I'm walking across. I just went past the end of Cornwallis, and I'm still on North Park. Okay? This building right here belongs to the armories. It's an armory building. And we've been here 2.5 years, and that's been under renovation, I think, since we got here. If not, it was like the same summer we got here, they put up that white stuff around it and started this job. So it's been going a minimum of 2 years, the construction on this place. I don't know if it must be something that's slow, like maybe they're sandblasting all the stone down to make it look fresh again, and maybe they're replacing the windows or something. I don't know. It's some detailed work, because it's taken a very long time to complete this job. So you can see they got a masonry guy here doing something, so probably repairing some of the cement bricks that are broken. Oh, I gotta pull my hood back down now and get warm. All right. So yeah, anyway, just throwing that in there, that this is the old armory building, and it's been under renovation for quite a while. So hopefully when they're all done, it's gonna look really good. I see they're putting some supplies in through the hole up there. And well, I love this day. I didn't even have to put my gloves on today. Isn't this just wonderful? Now I can decide what way I want to walk from here, because maybe we'll go across Kennard. Want to walk Kennard? All right. I asked you, my viewers, if you want to walk Kennard, and you said yes. So we'll take Kennard. I heard you. I heard it from here. You said yes. Okay, let's go. Down Kennard. Kennard it is. And that way is Agricola. But I'm not going to take an Agricola today because I walked on that street several times. So I want to take Kennard today. And I'm going to cross the street though because okay, I guess I can make it. Cross the street at Kennard because it's sunny over here. That's the main reason. It's sunny over here, and you won't be able to see that armory building if I walked right next to it. So you see there's lots of construction trailers parked in front of it. So it's a large building. There's no reason, it's reasonable that it takes this long to do that job because it's a big building and it could be intensive work, like little fine work done on the bricks and things. So yeah. We can't really say they're working slow. They might not be. I like to go right up in that tower. Wouldn't it be nice? Walk up in there. And in Toronto, as I mentioned before, we had what they called doors open. One day of the year, it was in the summer, and you could get access to all kinds of buildings that you'd never be able to see inside of. And the places you go in there on that one day. You were guided tours. You couldn't just go and do what you want, but you could walk through these buildings. And that'd be nice if we have that in Halifax. I'm not sure if we do, because we got here in July. The first year we got here, we had that. We had that summer and Christmas. And then March, the COVID struck. So that's all we got out of it before COVID hit. And so there's a lot of things we never got to experience. No, I might be wrong. I think we were here one spring before the COVID hit. It was the next year, I think. We've been here 2.5 years. Yeah, we were here 1 year, one full year, and then March. So we got here at the end of July. We went through that year, and then the next year, in March, we got COVID. Come and it put the brakes on everything that we used to do. So, yeah, I really hope they have that doors open here because that's really a nice way to see things in the city. So, let's see. I'm going to go down Creighton Street. I haven't walked on Creighton Street doing a video ever. So we're going to walk down Creighton Street. Somebody's tooting, but I don't know what that. I don't see anything. So. Every time I walk in the residential areas in the North End, I'm just amazed at the different shades, the different colors. They always manage to find just a little bit different shade than the ones next to it. And they're beautiful. They're just absolutely beautiful, these buildings. Maybe one day I'll move to Halifax side of the harbor and get over here and get into one of these nice spots. Because I would absolutely love it if I lived here. But when we moved here, we found our place online and had our apartment all arranged before we got here. So we had somewhere to go. So we rented it without seeing it, just saw pictures online. And it served the purpose though. We had a place to come to when we got here. And that was important. Well, I have a Facebook message from Teresa Thibodeau. I will have to answer that one, because I saw her name before. And I think she might be somebody that I used to know a long time ago. So I'll have to contact her and make sure it could be her. Sometimes people have the same name or a similar name and you think you know them, but then you don't. But I see we still got some snow piled up here, but the sidewalk's bare and pretty much dry and the streets are good, but just a little bit piled up. But I would say by the time we get another day in with the temperatures that they're predicting, I don't think there'll be too much left on the site. But for today, we got little reminders of the winter yet. But it is definitely spring. It's for sure spring is here. We've got through another winter. I hope everybody's happy. Christmas seems so far away now. It was January, February, March. We were 3 months away from Christmas and it feels like a year. So, yeah, how quick we put that behind us. When the warm weather comes out and we forget all about the winter and Christmas and snow and get ready to enjoy the warm season again. The buildings truly are beautiful here. Love them. Love this neighborhood. Love walking around here. This is Buddy Day Street. But we'll just continue on down because we don't have to have a street full of stores all the time to be interesting, because these neighborhoods are interesting too. And the houses are so unique. And it's a nice level street. Not a lot of hills right here unless you turn right or left. Turn right, you're going downhill. Turn left, you're going uphill. But if you're going south to north, there's not much hills. It's pretty much flat. Well, I tell you one thing, I'm getting warm walking around today. I don't have a lot of clothes on, but I got enough that I'm getting warm. We get up here a ways, you'll probably take a different street again, but just for now, we'll walk on this street. Maybe you live in this neighborhood and you'll see this video and you'll say, I didn't see nobody going by here doing this video. Look at that, there's my house. Yep, so I imagine people do that a lot. They see a video and they see, oh, there's where I live. And I never saw anybody making that video. Of course, they wouldn't notice because, you know, we're kind of invisible walking along here. Unless, even if somebody meets us, they forget about us 10 minutes later. So, yeah, that's how that is. Well, we'll go up here a little bit further and then maybe I'll take a left turn or a right turn. I'm not sure. How long have I been at this video? I've been 44 minutes. I can't believe it. You know, when you're just walking along and looking at things and talking, the time goes so fast. So I'm not just sure what I will do from here. I might go down towards Cottage and maybe and walk down that way to finish up this video. But it's not so much what I'm shooting, but just that we're getting out walking and exploring new places that we haven't walked before. And if you live in another place and you're thinking about coming to Halifax, well, rest assured you're going to come to a nice place. And there's a lot of history here, but there's a lot of new things too. And it's just kind of a mixture of old and new. And I found the people to be really friendly here. And you can hardly go into a coffee shop without somebody starting a conversation with you. Like it's a lot different than in Toronto. I've had it happen in Toronto as well. There's people friendly up there. I've had that happen, but it's really common here in Halifax. And it's wonderful. I can't say enough about it in that regard. It's really a wonderful place to live. So if you're thinking about coming here, rest assured you're going to love it. And you won't regret moving here. Okay, so let's see. I've walked up Creighton as far as Charles Street. Okay, I think I'm going to turn down towards Gottingen now and walk down Gottingen Street because I got to wind this video up somewhere around an hour and 10 minutes. My battery was almost full when I started this video, but it don't last much more than an hour. And I do have some charge in my battery yet. I can charge my phone back up a little bit, do me the rest of the day, but probably won't be able to make another video. There'll be not enough power unless I could plug it in somewhere. Then I could recharge everything if I had a place to plug it in. But that's the problem. A lot of times we don't have that place to plug it in. So we're coming to Gottingen again, and we'll just take a right and we'll walk down Gottingen. I guess I haven't walked down Gottingen doing a video for a while. I was at the Seven Bays there a couple of weeks ago, but that's just starting down from the other end. And that's as far as I went, just the Seven Bays. And then it was very cold that day. That was one of the coldest days I was out doing a video. I just about froze my fingers that day. That was really, really cold. So I didn't go to Seven Bays that day because I wanted a coffee. I went because I was freezing. And I stayed in there about an hour before I came back out. So if you looked at sometimes you can tell if there's a time lapse by the shadows. You see shadows on the street that weren't there when the person went in. You know, they stayed quite a while and came back out. And the light looks different. So yeah, I was in there quite a while that day. But today is just so nice. And we're looking at a real good week. I'm really anticipating this weather because the snow will be all gone for sure this week. And by the end of today, there won't be much left. So let me just check my time again here. I'm looking, it looks like 40 minutes maybe? Well, that's good. I got a while yet if that's 40 minutes. It's hard to see because the sun's shining on my screen, but it looked like 40 minutes. So I'm good for a while yet. I'm good for another 20. So I'll be able to walk down. I'll be able to walk down Gottingen Street. And I'll probably stop somewhere down here for a coffee. I don't know where it's going to be yet. We'll see. I've been to the Seven Bays a few times. I've been to Fortune Donuts. I want to try something else today. Okay? Something else for you to see that's here. There's a lot of things a lot of places where you can stop and get coffee and food. And we'll just explore something else today. That's a good idea. Down Gottingen, looking for coffee. Trying to find a good place to buy a coffee and a muffin. Yum. I told you the last time I was doing a video that I was going to the dentist on Saturday. And I went to the dentist and I'm having trouble eating a lot of things right now because I have to get dentures for my top and I have no teeth in the top right now. So I can't eat meat or anything like that. I just getting so I can eat a few more things. The first day I couldn't eat anything. I was so sore. And so you have to go through the pain though if you want to get your new teeth. So that's what I got to do. I'm not suffering too bad now. I was living on Tylenol there for about 3 days, 3 or 4 days, but I got over a weekend now, so it's not too bad. But it's going to be worth it because I've had some problems with my teeth for a while, and so I started out taking 3 at a time. I didn't want to take them all out at once. So I took 3 and I went back and took another 3. Then I went back and got the last 3 out. So I have no top teeth right now. So don't ask me to turn my camera around and smile for you. If I turn it around, I'll have my mask up. So I don't know how long I'm going to have to wait to get my teeth. They got to go to a denturist, and but it's only been a week, so it won't be this soon. I think in another, I don't know, another 2 or 3 weeks I'll go visit a denturist and see what they recommend, how long I need to wait. It's different if you get the whole thing out at once, because then it takes longer to heal, but I only had 3 this last one, so the rest of them were healed up before, so that shouldn't maybe have to wait quite as long, but we'll see. I'm going to go in about 2 or 3 weeks and see if I have to wait longer. If I do, I'll have to wait, but hopefully I don't have to wait too long. Well, Gottingen, you can't feel any wind over here at all. It's really nice. I'm going to try to cross the street because the sun is shining on the other side. So I think it'd be better over there. I got to hurry because the cars are coming. But I think I'll make it. There we go. The north end has changed a lot. Gottingen Street looks different than it used to be. And there's the Fortune Donuts where I went one day there to try out the best donuts in Halifax. They didn't disappoint me. They were huge. They were big. Like I cut it in half, put half it in the bag, and I ate half and took the other half home. So that's how big they were. That building right there is the Halifax North Public Library. It's a little smaller than the one you see downtown when I'm down on Spring Garden Road. That's a large library. This is a small one. But it's very handy to people that are living on the street and things and out all day. Some people have a place to go at night, but they don't have anywhere to go in the daytime. So the washrooms in there are open. They let you go in. They don't ask no questions. You can go right in, use the washroom, walk back out. Nobody says, what are you doing? None of this. So, yeah, it's very handy that way. And they have other services as well for people, which I probably don't know everything to do in there because I've never asked. But I know most libraries do provide other services for people. Well, it's been quite a while since I enjoyed a walk like this. Without shivering and my hood up over my head and my gloves on, and my long johns and my heavy sweater under my jacket and all that. Today's beautiful. I got my jacket open today and it's not even cold. I got to show you a picture, okay, of my jacket. You've seen a lot. It's not my jacket I want to show you. I want to show you the picture on my t-shirt. There's a lot of t-shirts with pictures of the Beatles, but I've got one with the Beatles in black and white. This is unique because it's very hard to find a t-shirt with the the Beatles picture on Abbey Road walking across the famous crosswalk in a black and white picture. So I'm going to stop here and turn my phone around and let you see my Beatles shirt, okay? It's black and white. All right, here we go. Turn it around. Okay, can you see it? I'll open up my jacket a little more. There you go. Black and white Beatles t-shirt. Lots of times I'm wearing that and people say, where did you get that? Well, my wife found it online somewhere. I don't know, it was Amazon or some other site, and she ordered it for me. And yeah, they're very unique. I don't know if there's another one around or not. It's in black and white.
You gotta wait till you're good and fucking ready to come in and do the work for you. Hey, not when you're ready.
There's a building with a little bit of construction still going on there, but it's nearing completion. It's nearing completion, and it really looks good. And this little block on the street is really getting a lift. It looks like all the whole thing right up to here is getting a facelift. It's going to look good. I'm going to pull my mask down a little bit again. I don't like to leave it down when I'm meeting people on the sidewalk because you make them nervous, and so I'll pull it up when I meet people, and I'll put it down a little bit so you can hear me talk better. I'm not muffled if I'm not around anybody. Yes, I haven't walked down Gottingen and did anything for quite some time now, so this is great. This is absolutely wonderful. I hope this warm weather lasts and we don't have another blast of winter. Usually in April, I always found some days you'd see a wet snow, but it didn't accumulate. It'd be just like a half rain and half snow. You might get a day or two like that in April. But who knows? Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll get a beautiful April this year. And we won't get any snow. Kind of hope that's the case. But there's no way to know. And if you look down the hill, you can see the harbor. This way we're going back towards the city. I'm trying to see how much I've used here. 57 minutes right now. So we're almost to an hour's place. If I don't see any place to go before I get there, I'll go into Seven Bays again. Because that's a nice place. I like hanging out in there and listening to music on my headphones, getting a coffee, maybe a dessert. As I said, it's hard to eat enough food when you don't have any top teeth. So I'm struggling with that. My weight's gone down a little bit. It wasn't that big to start with, but I'm really getting skinny now. I was running around 146, 145, 146. Sometimes I'd hit 147, then I'd come back down again, depending on how much I ate. And I got on the scales yesterday, I was 143. I got on the scales this morning, I was 142. That's due to the fact that I haven't been eating much since I've had my teeth out. So hopefully I can maintain it without it going down too far. But we'll do our best. Everybody wants to be skinny, but if you lose too much weight, then you don't like it because not only your waist gets thin, but everything else gets thin too. So, you know, your arms get skinnier and your legs get skinnier and everything. So your face gets a little more lines in it and all that stuff. So you need to be podding out a little bit there just to keep everything where it's supposed to be. But anyways, what can you do, right? You can't eat solid things too good. You can't eat them. So that's it. Well, let's see. I'm almost to the 7 Bays. I may end up in there yet. There's a bakery there, but I don't know if they have in-store dining. I remember when that building went up, started last summer, and now look at it. Well, I'm just taking my time walking along slow here. My phone hasn't told me I have to stop, so I'm still good. If I clear everything off my phone so there's no videos on there, nothing like that, I can go over an hour before I run out. And if my battery's fully charged, I can usually make it over an hour. But if everything's kind of my space is partly used and my battery's partly down, I'm not going to make it an hour. Well, here's the 7 Bays again. It's one of my nice favorite spots where I like to go. And I'm probably going to stop it here at the 7 Bays. And I don't like to go into businesses with my camera on because they may not like it. A lot of places don't. Some places don't mind it. And public spaces are all right, like libraries and parks and that kind of thing. Nobody minds that. So anyways, I'm going to turn it around the other way now, and I'm going to pull my mask up, and I'm going to get this place in the background before I go in, okay? So here we are at the 7 Bays on Gottingen Street, which I highly recommend to anybody. It's a great place to go hang out, and they got free Wi-Fi in there, and the coffee's really good, so it's a wonderful place. On that note, bye for now. Until next time, I'm signing off. Talk later. Bye.